Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fridays at 4 on twitch.tv/DDO stream. I'm DDO's community manager, Cordovan, and I'll be with you for the next hour. I've got some news, I've got some Q&A, and then I'm going to be wrapping up my time with the anniversary event here. I've got one more character that wants to get one more sentient gem. And that'll make 3, by the way. And then I can call it done, I think, for me, for the anniversary event this year, which runs through this weekend. If you don't have your anniversary stuff yet, get it. Also, quick reminder that the free anniversary cosmetic armor also is tied to the event. So when the genie goes away, the armor goes away. That means pick up your armor. You can pick it up once per day by speaking to the genie there once per day and pick up a couple of cosmetic armors yet before it all gets shut off. But you do want to act. So if you don't have your cosmetic armor yet, go ahead and get that done. Otherwise, the main bit of news really is we're getting ready for a panel presentation at PAX East next Thursday. That'll be in the afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Albatross Theater. Should be streamed here live on twitch.tv/PAX2. And it's how devs build dungeons live at PAX East. And we are pretty much ready to go. We're getting the final bits of our presentation done. We've given it a little bit of a dry run, just so that we're a little bit prepared for it. And that's ready to go next Thursday. So a little nervous about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. We hope to see you there. If you're in PAX East, please consider attending. We will have some swag. 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern and the Albatross Theater. And then that evening from 6 to 9 p.m. at Lucky's Lounge, we're going to be doing a community meetup. And you can RSVP to that. You'll find the link over on DDO.com, and it'll give you a place where you can RSVP for the meetup. I've had a couple of questions about whether the RSVP counts, whether they should expect a follow-up email. I will probably just get a follow-up email put together probably Monday, I think, of this next week as a courtesy. But if you've RSVP'd, you're in. You're fine. You don't need any follow-up or anything like that. This is just really to get a head count. And feel free to show up at Lucky's Lounge then. Which is pretty close to the convention center, within walking distance, although it's a little bit of a walk. And then you can also just find it using Google Maps or what have you. 6 to 9 p.m. We've got some snacks. We have a couple of free drinks and us and swag. Come for the swag, stay for the free food. And then we're also there. It should be fun, though. It's always a really good time, and we haven't really done one of these. We haven't done one of these in the United States since pre-COVID, so it's really nice to be able to do this. But that's all next week. So this is the final weekend of the anniversary event. This is the final weekend to get the anniversary cosmetic armor, so make sure that you do have that done. We're also close to the end of our free character transfer period. That ends on the morning of the 22nd. We're running it through March 21st. Free character transfers to Orion and Sarlona. In addition, the hardcore after party ends at the same time. So that is also through March 21st, ending next Wednesday when we bring the game worlds down. So most everyone's off by this point, but if you haven't gotten your characters off of the hardcore server, please do so. We have future hardcore plans. So, all right, what else do I need to bring up? Yeah, just speak to the genie in House Fjarland to get your free cosmetic armor. You can acquire it once per day per game world, so you still can get a couple if you want to, and you can pick up as many copies of it as you want. We also do have last year's free gift still available to redeem. Not too many people left with that. That's pretty unusual for us, but we are doing that for the last year's anniversary. So, all right, what else we got? Any plans to fix? Let me see. The no minimum level problem in shared bank, character bank, reincarnation cache. What specifically is the no minimum level problem? So there's a couple of variants of it that I'm aware of. For example, when I go to a lot of my characters, I have never gone through the process of taking everything out of the shared banking and put it back in. And I've got some characters that are particularly old, so items that have been versioned over the years will show up with no minimum level, even though they're like level 30 or 32 or 28 or whatever it is. And that's because they need to be refreshed by being pulled out of the bank and put back in. There's no fix for that. The fix is pull the stuff out of the bank, put it back in, so that it gets reversioned. So I'm aware of that one. And I think there's a few specific items, or is it subtype of items, that needed to get that done here in Update 58. That's probably what you're talking about, but I can't remember what those are. I would say yes. We do have intention to fix that if it's something new, but if it's just sort of like the old gear versioning issue, then no. That the solution in place is like it or not, to some extent, the solution in place. So. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know the extent of it. I'm sure it's been bugged. If it's been bugged, then it's been filed. I'm sure the team's aware of it, and we'll look into the specifics of it. That sounds like something that's probably going to need a little bit of an engineering fix, and so that may be part of why it might take a little while to investigate that one. So. All right. Kind of a quiet crowd, which is nice. I've got one thing I can show you here today. So this is a sneak peek of a thing that we're going to be doing next week. We have a new little promo image out. Let me see, where did I put it? Here it is. So we got some new artwork, some kind of new fancy art we're going to be using. Pretty cool, huh? Got that too. And we'll have a little more to say about that next week. So you'll see the full image anyway. And you might even have a paper copy of it, maybe. All right. Sorry, I'm not quite sure what the chat is asking me about an Epic Destiny tree in Lamania. I had brought up something about an Epic Destiny tree. Did I? Okay. Huh. I think we already said something about that, didn't we? That we got something in the works there? I thought so. So I have got much of the way there. I've got like 60 some more things to get. So what, probably 6 runs, I think. 5 or 6 runs left of the anniversary event. And then I am basically done for 2023 for the anniversary event, which is good timing, being as this is the final weekend for it. What can you do with your 10-year anniversary ticket? You can look at it. Unfortunately, your chance to redeem it ended about 7 years ago. But there should be no expectation of being able to redeem it in the future. Sorry. Yeah. Which one should I get? Feed them. But we've had a pretty good time getting ready for this PAX East panel, and I think we're going to have some neat things to show. I've seen some cool images, heard some cool conversation, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be really nice. I'm not taking all that huge a role really in the panel. I'm just kind of there helping facilitate things a little bit on stage, because we might have an announcement or something. And I'm just kind of helping a little bit with structure and everything. But it's really the team that's doing the work on this, and so it's been pretty cool to see. So the one thing about this character I've been using is that there's a couple of fights in particular. This one against the Hound and Lichabel in particular, who this character kind of sucks at. Especially with Lichabel, for example. I can't damage the Lich with anything because, like, my chain missiles and that are all Lobi and they suck. So I'm kind of stuck just having to use a weapon right now. But I only have a few runs to go, and I'm doing level 10 because it's a little easier, I find, doing it Lobi style than Hybe style. And so that's really the only reasoning for that. This character is a Pale Master type that I had made years ago and just happened to have here on Orion, which is where I'm currently playing. Yes, that's actually a good point. I want to get this done in a group because you'll really get it done so much faster and better with the full group of the anniversary event, where you can kind of split it up and go bang, bang, boom, and you're done. It's great. It's the best. I should open up an LFM. That's what I should do. That's what I will do. Watch me do it live. Yeah. I'm just letting the Hulas populate because it makes things easier. That is part of the fix back in the day to the double loading bug, if you remember. That's the reasoning for that. Yeah, whatever. I tried this last week though, and no one wanted to join, so that's why I didn't really want to do it this week. But yes, if someone wants to join the LFM, please. So there are times when this character is kind of nice, and there are times where this character is not so nice, like fighting Lichabel, which is why it's better for me to be playing my other character really for soloing the anniversary event. But I kind of have been doing all my farming on this one, so just for the record, you don't actually need to stop the partying dinosaurs. You can let them continue to party for as long as you would like. So I don't. I know we're only 15 minutes into the show, and I think I've pretty much cleared through the news. Everything is out at this point. We do have a couple of pretty big announcements that are incoming, but I can't talk about today. But we do have our PAX East presentation and community meetup next week, so perhaps by then we'll have a little more information that we can provide about. You'll have heard it by then. So what? I've got 24 on another character. Let me see. Which bag do I have here? Yeah, 172. So I got 196. So I need 54 left. That should be no problem. And yes, we're looking at 5 then. But see, Lichabel, I can only attack with my weapon. And Lichabel tends to kind of take me out by making me have 0 strength. I normally have a 10 strength. And then I just kind of have to sit here and hope that my hireling or someone else takes care of the problem for me. But I think I have to wait. Oh, no, here we go. Cool. I don't know if anyone is attending PAX East in chat or anything. It's one of those things where we have a limit of about 75 people in the venue for the PAX East meetup, and I wasn't quite sure how the RSVPs were going to go, but it ended up being that we're under that, so we'll be fine. With us, we're maybe a couple people over, but it's fine. Because some people are going to come and go, right? And I wasn't quite sure what the crowd was going to be like. It turns out, I think there's still a bunch of us who are just still getting used to the idea of being in social spaces and all that sort of thing again. But it'll be nice. Okay, so Dark Wolf wants to know, there was a time, you're saying like with Three Barrel Cove, where the heroic and the epic versions were very different from each other. And of late, really, they are of different scale, but predominantly the same dungeon. The why on that is that originally Three Barrel Cove was very early content, and there was no kind of epic version, so in that case, when we were developing, I believe, the space fresh, the quests, because they were being essentially built from scratch again, ended up different. Whereas when we're building an adventure pack to be, both heroic and epic, we're going to build it so that it can scale up a little bit differently, rather than essentially making 2 quests. It would be neat to just be able to have always have variants or whatever, but you really are looking at not the entire process of creation of a dungeon, obviously, but enough of it that it's not something you can just sort of do instead. But I think that's why you see a difference in the ones where it's us creating a new version of it versus one that is being designed with that in mind. You know what? This is a fairly off-topic sort of day, because there's just, things seem pretty chill here today. Let's talk about the D&D movie, right? We're not, no spoilers, by the way. But I'm going to go see it on Sunday. How? Well, there was some kind of thing between Amazon and Atom Tickets. So a whole bunch of movie theaters, at least in Massachusetts, we're offering a screening of it this Sunday if you were an Amazon Prime member. And I'm not always, but I happen to currently be an Amazon Prime member. And as a result, I get to see the D&D movie on Sunday. How cool is that? That's like at least basically almost 2 weeks ahead of time. But it's not going to be just me. The whole theater's going to have however many people wanted to see the D&D movie early like me. Surely there has to be some of us, right? I can't be the only person there. There'll be a whole bunch of us, I think. It should be a good time. And that's on Sunday. But I'm bringing it up because if you're like me and whether it's good or not, you totally want to see it, you too might be able to see it this weekend if you want to. You go to like the Amazon version of the D&D movie page, and there's just a thing for a screening. You just click through and find it and call it done. You have to buy the ticket. It's not free. Ooh, I've got someone looking to join. Nice. We are also doing a SSG movie night of it, closer to its regular release. As someone pointed out on a previous live stream, while my force missiles and chain missiles and caustic blast or whatever work on Jeets, my negative stuff is healing him. I have to be careful about that. I was noticing the D&D movie is getting pretty good critical reviews. It really is. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I think it could be, at the very least, it looks genuinely funny, and that's cool, in my opinion. But of course, I'm gonna love the movie. It would have to be as bad as the last movie for me to not want to do it. Come on out. Yeah, it's totally not going to be that bad, so it'll be cool. There we go. I've gone pretty spoiler free. I did see there was a clip from IndieWire or something like that I saw. That was a particularly funny little bit, and I've seen the trailer, which, trailers these days tend to be more spoilery maybe than they should. Although that's not really a these days thing. When you look at old movie trailers, you often see it too. But regardless, I don't know much else about the movie. I've kept myself deliberately in the dark about it, which I tend to do for movies that I know I'm going to see. I don't want to actually see the trailers and interviews and cast reviews and all that sort of thing. But I happen to notice it was doing well on the Rotten Tomatoes meter. and I'm pretty excited about it. So, yeah, was that called Wrath of the something something? The one from Sci-Fi Channel. That one was okay, but not particularly good either. I didn't like. I didn't hate it, but I can't say I really liked it either. Oops, maybe I shouldn't do that. Out of the. Heal myself up. Alright, what happened to Cordova? There he is. Ah! Oh man, we're just getting mangled in here. What the heck? Alright, I'm doing this for the stream. Oh, right. I see what happened. Everyone thought they could get out the door. But you can't, not until Cordovan's dead. Okay. Alright, we're going to regroup and do it this way. I don't know what was going on there. That seemed a little more difficult than normal. Not quite sure what was up. Somehow we got ourselves in a bad state, that's for sure. Oh, is that all it was? So just us without thinking about summoning our hirelings? Well, live and learn then. People say hirelings are useless. No. Let me get fading then. I use a lot of hirelings myself as well. I tend to solo a lot, play kind of weird hours, take my time. So like I'll start a dungeon, and then I'll have to do something else for 20 minutes, and then I'll come back and continue on with it or something like that. And so I tend to often play at a very casual pace myself. And I like hirelings for that a lot. It's nice. Let's get fading going. Difference between a hireling cleric and not in that Cordovan fight. So, but really the other bit is the only person really you should be attacking in the Cordovan fight is Cordovan. That's not to say you can't or maybe don't have your own different way to do it, and so you fight the dinosaurs, but in my experience, just take out the target and then go. And so anyone in the group should also be basically just focused on that same target. So I mentioned it earlier, but so this character really is not one that I play much, but at the moment is my kind of lowbie on Orion. And since I needed a bunch of party favors, I was like, well, let's get a bunch of loot and maybe a little bit better gear on this character. I do have a level cap character as well here on Orion. I think when it comes to the free transfer period, the expectation was fairly open-minded as to what might happen. And so I would say the outcome that, we did see some consolidation onto Orion, particularly due to social dynamics on Galanda, is not unexpected. And we are keeping an eye on it, as is the community currently. And we'll see what we need to do. We too have been, in some cases, playing on this server, and so have seen the... where did that stone go? There we go. I don't see the soul stone. Oh, okay. Did Faden just not come with me? Guess not. Does someone have Faden's stone? We did move the recommended world to Galanda, and we're keeping an eye on things. So there may be some things I can't quite say yet. No, all that kind of fear mongering was just that by a couple people on who decided to do it for whatever reason. We have no intention to shut any server down. Except for hardcore. In the near future. Which is why next week is the final chance to transfer your characters off. See, I don't want to use negative blast because around Lich Bell, because then I end up healing. So I can't heal myself very well, and I can't fight. None of my spells work. It's a tough spot to be in, let me tell you. Ooh, I haven't done daily dice. Yeah. And that's the bonus this weekend, isn't it? I'll take the 6,000 XP. Okay. And yes, double daily dice XP is the bonus this weekend. There is still a population on Galanda. It is definitely true that Orion has become quite populated. But Galanda is still got a population, and the guilds, longtime guilds that have been there, are still there in many ways, and in many cases. And there are people actively recruiting, and a whole bunch of people playing on G-Land. G-Land's a great place to play. It will remain a great place to play long into the future. I should say I think some of the migration from Galanda was not just social dynamics. I did call that out specifically in my conversation, but, you know, I know that there had been also some interest in doing it for, you know, some people think G-Land had more lag. And I can't really speak to that. But I didn't want to discount that as another reason. Some folks, you know, wanted to move for that reason as well. And then some just probably wanted to consolidate. There's a whole bunch of reasons that people moved to Orion. Or Serlona. But, you know, as players have been seeing on their own created tools and things, Orion's got bit of old bump, doesn't it? It sure does. Have I played the newest archetypes yet? I am mostly trying to figure out still which one to do. I want to do a Dark Hunter, but I have mostly been focusing on trying to get my gear in slightly better shape rather than other concerns. So I've been focusing on a couple of mains of late. So no, but I will. It'll probably be a Dark Hunter. Probably be a Dark Hunter. We are looking into, game performance on Orion as reported and experienced by us and others. So I don't have anything really to say about that today, but it's something we are keeping an eye on as to, well, what are we looking at? What can we do? What benchmarking can we make? And do some additional work there. And I would expect to see us do some of that work in the coming weeks. I'm not sure if someone already got the key or, yep, looks like it. All right. I've mostly been on Kyber, on Armagh, getting Sentient Gem, and also getting some Isla Dread gear on him. And I've been on Orion here on my level 32 Dark Apostate, who I like very much. And then I've been on Wayfinder some, on my Barbarian Friends of Berserker build over there, working on gear a little bit, both getting some Isle of Dread gear and Sentient Gem. So that's what I've been doing in DDO of late. I don't know if I have I do not have a level 32 on every server, but I do have one on quite a few servers. That being Sorluna, Kyber, Orion, Thelanis, and maybe Argoness, and I'm not sure what level my top is. Could be like 30 instead of 32. Nope, no dev powers there, Fade God. The way it works is that we do have admin characters, but those admin characters have no bearing on our regular play characters. They're a different account. So, and in a practical sense, there's no point really in playing that way. So, this is a regular play character. We do see some benefit in the ability to get ourselves, say, plenty of free DDO points and a few other things like that. But the general experience that we have is the exact same experience as everyone else has. There's no admin commands or cheating or things like that. The one restriction that we typically have, if you're getting any benefit from, like, say, any free DDO points and things, and are an employee of the company, is you can't use the Astral Shard Auction House. You are barred, not just like verbally, but in game you are barred from utilizing the services of the Astral Shard Auction House. So folks like myself are Plat Auction House only. And the reason for it is because of the free points. You wouldn't want to have any influence or disruption of the economy based on what you could do with, say, 5,000, 10,000 even free points. Oops. You want to be really careful with a player economy thing like that. So it's just flat barred. I can understand the desire to get sentient gems from the gold rolls. I don't know if I see that as particularly likely, however. Oops. Man, we have been struggling in this section. Faden's gonna have to get... Cordovan has proven difficult. He's a difficult guy, that Cordovan. What a jerk. Oh no. Well, okay. Let me take care of us then. I can't believe Grax is still alive. See if I can bring him back. I might be able to. Oh, no, he's dead. Okay. That could be potentially something we could do in the future. Yeah, I mean that's possible. Oh, we're done. Okay. I'm hearing people want more sentient gems. That's what I'm hearing. People want more sentient gems. I hear you. I recently, like I say, I've been doing some farming of it here. But I've also been... looking at a few worlds for one as well. I agree. It would be nice to have a few more. We have been, you know, offering them through a bunch of different places, including 2 and the anniversary here, both the Dragon and the Kobold. A lot of people have access to the Ravenloft ones and White Plume ones, which I understand are pretty hard to get sometimes. That's it. I recently found one myself. I got Whelm. Nope, that's what that was. This is on CR 13, and I'm 10, and I realize that's a little bit below, but you give up one, in my experience, you give up one party favor for a much easier run, although as you can see we're kind of struggling here with the group here this afternoon, but that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's been going a bit easier than this. I could also probably make it a bit easier by just bringing out a few more hirelings. Maybe I should, just to help us out. Although we've gotten through the tough part here, so. I have not seen a lot of sentient gems in White Plume Mountain myself, so I understand. I saw the forum thread recently where someone was like, I ran that thing like 200 times. I was not that... Like, I didn't need it that bad, so I didn't run it that many times. But I've run White Plume plenty of times, and got my first sentient gem not that long ago. But I've also been told that the drop rates are pretty normal for it, so... Whatever normal means for a rare sentient gem. Why am I doing so bad? Come on, Faden, do your thing. Or I'll just revive me. There we go. Come on, I need to back off before I just die. Yeah, Lich Bell has been a problem on this character. Running the anniversary event. It really has been. Only on my Lobby. Just because I don't have anything good. Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is I lost... My guild buffs have expired. But I'm just not taking the time to go get them refreshed here on stream. So that's why I'm losing some of the to fire resistant things that I wasn't earlier. Let me take down the elephant since Show is getting to the end. I do like this negative energy blast, though. It's pretty burst. Pretty useful. But I figured mostly if I'm farming the party favors, I might as well get some XP out of the deal. And I'm doing that by not running my level 32. Ooh, a repeater. You're right. That's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. Or maybe an inquisitive would be good too. I have stripped everything of value from this chest. In case you want to know whether this chest can ransack. I have stripped everything of value from the chest. The answer is yes. I finally hit ransack on this chest just this run. You're right, Wagons. I should probably do that, but I just have a few runs left. I'll probably just get through it and call it done. So, which is what I'm doing here for the show as well. So, thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate you being here. For Fridays at 4, every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/DDOstream. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a show next Friday or not. It kind of depends how PAX East goes. Because of PAX East, I do have other work I have to do as well, so it may eat enough into that time that I might just take next Friday's show off, but we'll see how things go. I'll have a word about it on social media if I'm canceling. So whether 1 or 2 weeks, I will talk to y'all again soon. Thank you so much for being here.